What's going on, Facebook and YouTube now? We're now on that show. It's your boy Cool Breeze, Justin Christie, and we're back with another episode of Aftermath. And man, do we got a great show tonight. We were supposed to have BCW Pro Wrestler Doc Black on, but he had some emergencies he had to deal with and get some stuff taken care of. So we'll get him on another episode later on. Just kind of an update. Yeah, you saw him on the Talk Before the Walk show before his event this past Saturday at the BCW Pro Wrestling in Guthrie, Oklahoma. That was his first match back since October. He's been taking time to train and whatnot, and he ended up winning his match by pinfall, utilizing a very awesome spear that I think we highlighted in our intro. So congratulations to Doc Black. We'll get him on here. Talking about all that stuff and what's going on, what'll be next for him coming up on a later show. We have a pretty awesome show tonight, man. I mean, we got a stacked card of guests tonight, including from a previous show, Rage in the Cage 79. We've got Zack Bibb, who was victorious in his match. Then we'll get him on to talk. What sucked about that evening is there's so many fights on those Rage in the Cage cards that sometimes we have to cut them for cut interviews for time. So he wasn't able to get a post fight interview, and I think he was one of the only fighters that wasn't able to get one because the commission wants all the fights to be over with right around midnight. So it was unfortunate we didn't get to hear his story then, but we're going to try to we're going to get his story and find out what's going on with him and find out his experience on Rage in the Cage 79. We've also got the talk of the internet right now. You found out that an MMA fighter got his finger cut off in the middle of an MMA fight. Excuse me. I'm drinking some tea and it just kind of caught my throat. A little bit of sugar in it. Don't do sugar. It's like cocaine. It's horrible. Don't do it. But he got his finger cut off in one of his fights, and one of the things that we're seeing online everywhere is everybody's speculating how it happened, what happened, this, that, and the other. Well, we're going to hear straight from Khetag Pliev himself to find out what happened in that fight, and we've also got his coach and training partner Joey Patterson to come in and talk with him as well. So I'm super excited. He's an Olympic wrestler from 2012, competed in the 2012 Olympics, turned mixed martial arts fighter. Had that obviously a freak accident happening, so we're going to get him on here soon. We've also got the new CFFC Professional Welterweight Champion Evan the Butcher Cuts. On as well to talk about his title victory from this past Thursday as well. So really excited to have these guests on our show. As always, if you have any questions or comments for the fighters or for our guests, whatever, please put them in the comments below. We'll actually feature them on the show, and we'll ask them directly, and you can get a direct response as well. So just like this, I made sure I put this in the comments. You'll be able to see it on screen just like that. So please don't be afraid and don't hesitate to ask any questions, or even if you want to jeer and cheer, it's cool. We'll take it all. So we just want fan interaction. So check it out. Well, first off, I'm going to bring up, without further ado, Khetag Pliev and his coach and training partner Joey Patterson. First up, Khetag, how are you doing, brother?
Hey, Jason, doing good, brother. Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna bring on your coach and training partner here, Joey Patterson. Am I getting that right? Is it coach and training partner? Or is it just training partner or friend? How is it?
Coach. Coach and friend, yeah. Coach and friend.
Yeah, coach and friend. Coach and friend.
Outstanding. Where do you guys train out of?
Go ahead.
Vision Cincinnati.
What's your
Cincinnati,
gym?
Ohio. It's the name of the gym is Vision MMA.
Right on. Cincinnati, Ohio, the Nasty Natty. I love it.
Nasty Natty.
I actually back in my heyday, I fought at in Covington, Kentucky, right across the river from you guys. So
was the show called Ice?
No, it was actually the MMA Big Show.
Okay, I know.
By Jason Appleton. Man, this was years ago. I'm an old person now. But yeah, Jason's a good friend of mine. I love him to death. He's been doing a lot of that cryptocurrency stuff now, so he's getting up there with that. But I'm here to talk about you guys. first and foremost, Khetag, how are you doing since your incident? I mean, how's we heard you had surgery Saturday. How'd that go?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Actually, very good. I did had surgery right from the cage. We went to the ER and I did surgery there. Put the finger back in place and sew the ligaments, and then just sew it up. And I had a cast on my whole hand. And just today, I went to the hospital here in Cincinnati just to see another doctor and took off the cast and put just a finger cast and did another x-ray, did a checkup, and thanks God don't need to do another surgery. Gonna take 6 weeks to let the ligaments heal up and let the finger heal up. 6 weeks of therapy, physiotherapy.
So what exactly happened in that match where you detached your finger completely? I mean, a lot of people are speculating it got caught in the cage or got kicked off in some freak accident, but you were doing it in a grappling exchange. What happened?
Well, yeah, in the second round, when we got into the scramble, when my opponent grabbed the glove, I felt it pop a little bit, my finger in there. I felt it pop while I was trying to get it out. I felt it pop, but then when we got up, when I showed to the ref, I say, hey, I didn't even know he was holding. I thought it got stuck somewhere. I see it after on the video. But then when I see it, I look up to the ref and I say, holding my glove. And when we got up 2 feet, I knew my finger, something popped in there. I felt it and I knew it. But in my mind, I say, if I look at my finger and then I'm going to give weakness to myself, I'm going to give weakness to the opponent, to the ref, to the crowd. And I just blocked it off. I say, I cannot look at my finger right now. I have to keep fighting. And I didn't know. And I guess, to my understanding, after that, I never grabbed the cage or I didn't get kicked in the second round, nothing like that. When we get up, I guess in the exchange of the punches, it went out, I guess. I don't know. It bent it broke completely after the incident. And when the round was ended, I sat down and I looked at my hand. When I sat down on the table, I looked at my finger and the bone was sticking out. My first thought was, as the whole world thought, where is the finger? That's what my first thought was. I said, where is my finger? But then I flipped the finger back to know right away, because the bone is sticking out, the doctor gonna come in here and not gonna let me fight. I wanted to go out and finish the fight because I felt the second round I already had him. I felt connected. I felt him shook a little bit. But then the ref see the finger and called off the fight.
Mm.
And
Wow.
the finger ended up being in the glove, bent. Was not completely disattached. It looked like it, even to me. Even to me, when I looked, I thought it was somewhere, I don't know.
I heard that they had the ring announcer on the microphones asking the audience if they knew where the finger was. Was that true? Did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, after that, the announcers, I see the video announcers say, where is the finger? And I guess they were looking for it in the crowd and so all those things. But before I heard all of those things, I thought, where is my finger? When I saw it, I say, where is my finger? But then I say, okay, this is what I got from this fight. I got to keep fighting. And then when the doctor stopped the fight, I walked out and I got carried to the emergency. I didn't know after what happened.
Wow. At what point, did you realize, like, was it ever like really excruciating pain? Because most people look at it and they just cringe. I mean, they just can't imagine, something so painful. But here you are. You're obviously a very tough person. You're an Olympic wrestler. You wrestled for Canada back in 2012 in the Olympics, represented them. You're a hell of a wrestler, ranked #1 in American wrestling. Before that, you've got that grit, that wrestling mentality that just makes you one tough guy. But at what point did you realize, man, this really hurts? It shouldn't hurt like this.
Let me let me step in here.
I'll answer your question, Justin. Let's see what Joe had to say.
It didn't hurt him because this guy's a machine. This is the same guy that had a fight in Chechnya, where in the first round he got put in the arm bar and his bicep was completely detached from the arm, completely, and he fought the rest of the fight. He fought all 3 rounds, was throwing punches with the arm and everything. This is a real story, and people didn't know it. Like ACA and people didn't know that his bicep was detached from his arm, and he fought the rest of the fight. And so, when we were in the hospital, well, first of all, when I go back to the round and I look down at it and see the bone sticking out, this guy flips his hand over to hide it. And I'm thinking in my head, like, this guy's so tough. I mean, he's one of the toughest. He has to be one of the toughest people on the planet. And that's a real statement. I mean, and then when we get into the hospital, they said, what's your pain level at? And he looks at him with a dead serious face and said, my pain level is about a 2.
I didn't say about. I said 2 or 1. and I'm gonna answer to your question, Justin. What Joe said, that was true. In ACA 2 years ago, my bicep did went out, and I didn't know. When I came back to Cincinnati, I did operation and completely gone. About the finger pain, when I had the heaviest pain, when I looked at it, I guess I had the pain up here. Just I felt. I trained so much. I trained so much for this fight. We did so much work. We put so much work, so much discipline, so much taking classes, so much doing wrestling, food, and sleep on time, get up on time, run, and so many things. And when I saw that my pain was not physically, my pain was more here and in the here. I say, is this what I get? I get the broken finger with the bone sticking out, and I was so disappointed. And I just and then when I get into the ambulance, my thought was, on the way to the emergency, my thought was how I'm gonna endure this pain with the bone sticking out when they're gonna put the finger back in, when they're gonna need to operate it, the doctor, how I'm gonna endure it without the pain medication. But I got hooked on pain medication a while ago, and I said, I don't want to do it no more. God set me free from that. Jesus Christ set me free from that. And I said to myself, am I going to have to take painkillers and narcotics? Is this what I say? I lost the cage fight. Now I'm going to lose this fight. And I say, I don't care how much my finger going to hurt. I'm not going to take even 1 pill. And when I went in there, I just stored up in my spirit. I say, I don't care how it's going to hurt. I'm not going to take any pill. When I went in there, all the nurses, oh, you must be in heavy pain. We're going to give you some narcotics. And I said, I don't want any. What's your pain level? And I said 1 or 2. I said, how about aspirin? I said, not even aspirin. And praise God, I didn't get heavy pain until today. God took care of my pain.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't even express how much respect, myself and obviously the MMA and wrestling community have for you. It's a tremendous story, especially you're talking about your story of recovery from pain addiction, or pain medicine addiction before, and just getting right, in your mind and your spirit and your body, and keeping off of that stuff, even regardless of how much it hurts. I totally understand with that. Like, I lost my father, with similar reasons to that. So I really praise you for your fortitude and for your
Praise Lord, brother.
Yeah,
Praise
absolutely.
Lord.
So how long did they say the recovery is going to be before you can do anything with your hand?
Well, that's another good news to me, and was today I see a doctor and took off the cast and did everything all over again. Looked at it, do the X-ray and all that, and put this finger cast. And the doctor said, 6 weeks, no less than 6 weeks. She said we cannot speed it up in any way to hit. It gotta take 6 weeks to heal the ligaments, so I can start doing like this kind of movement. The next 6 weeks I'm gonna do physiotherapy. That's a good time to.
Okay.
I already ran today. I ran 1 hour up the hill, up and down, so I start training.
So you guys mentioned wanting a rematch against your opponent. Is that actually in the talks yet, or what's going on with that?
Go ahead, Joe. Yeah. See what you have.
The reason why we want a rematch because we're pretty confident that going into that third round that it was going to be a knockout. And how it went down, it just kind of was. It just wasn't in our favor, and the reason why is because when he hooked Khetag's glove, the angle that the referee was at, he could not tell that the guy was pulling on the glove.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that he was I don't think he meant to pull on the glove to hurt Khetag's finger maliciously, like have it lacerated like it was. But what he was doing is he hooked the glove to try to land some head strikes. And in the process of doing that, that's when his finger came out the slot and got tangled up. And so during that time, the referee didn't know what was going. He didn't see what was happening, and so they just saw an injury, and they were like, "Okay, so we're going to go ahead and rule it in favor for this guy." And it shouldn't be like that. It should be a disqualification because the injury was a result of doing an illegal move. So we filed a appeal, and we're just going to take it from there.
All right. Well, I mean, honestly, upon review of it, if the glove was being pulled on by his opponent, causing the injury to begin with, that should be ruled as either a disqualification, and hopefully not a no contest. I hate no contests because nobody gets paid in no
100%.
contest. But it should definitely be a disqualification because I mean that literally caused a tourniquet style action to cut off, literally cut through the tendons and arteries, and because like you have arteries on the side of your finger as well as like small veins, I think 2 on each side of your finger, and then of course you got your ligaments on this side and this side that it cut through all of that in a tourniquet fashion. That's just, I mean, that's an insane glove pull. That should be ruled as a disqualification on his end. I hope, I really hope they don't rule that as a no contest or whatever, because you deserve that victory on that, because I mean with you just continuing to fight through it, that's what caused the fight to stop. So an illegal action causing the fight to stop should always be a disqualification. But man, I'm looking forward to watching you come back from this and seeing what's next for you. Do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to? Any friends, family, sponsors, teammates?
Well, I'm gonna give shout out to every single person that is listening right now and watching right now. Everybody's important, and my wish for everyone to get to know Jesus Christ, because He loves you. Give your life to Him. He's coming back. I did, and I gained life. You give your life to Christ, and you gain it. I gave away my life, and I gained life. So that's what I wish for. That's my shout out to every single person right now watching or listening.
All right. What about you, Joey?
Well, I just want to thank everybody that the paramedics and the doctors, the athletic commission, even though the ref didn't get to see it, the referee, just thank everybody that worked that show, because it's a great show. Just an unfortunate thing that happened, and we're not dwelling on the past. We're not dwelling on the finger. The type of person, the type of athlete he is, he's gonna continue to train and push forward, and that'll be that. And the next steps moving forward will be not talking about it. He'll be showing.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing what's next from you, Khetag. Like I said, much respect to you. You guys are always welcome back on my show anytime. Hit me up and let me know when you're going to have another fight. I'll be happy to have you on here. We'll talk about it, get it hyped up and such.
Thank you, Justin.
I will, Justin. Thanks. Looking forward to do it again. Thank you for having us. I also want to congratulate my cowboy friend from Texas, Evan, for the belt. Good stuff, brother.
Yeah, we got him coming on here at the end of the show, so it'll be awesome.
Amen. All right.
All right, Khetag. Take care, brother. Joey, always a pleasure.
See you guys.
Y'all have a good one. Stay safe. All right, guys. You heard it right there from Khetag Pliev. They call him the Lion. Man, I don't even think that does him justice. He is one tough son of a gun. Obviously a soldier for Christ as well. So congratulations to him on all that. Man, if you ain't following him, check him out on all of social media and all that stuff. You can follow Joey Patterson as well. Great guys, hard work ethic. Like I said, former Olympic wrestler, wrestled in the 2012 Olympics for Canada. He was ranked number 1 in United States wrestling for the longest time as well. So I mean, shout out to Khetag. Always a pleasure to have a high class athlete like that on our show. Up next, we've got coming off of his Rage in the Cage 79 victory. Mr. Zack Bibb. We weren't able to get him a post-fight interview, so this is an opportunity to hear his story and find out how his experience was at Rage in the Cage 79. So without further ado, please let me introduce to you Zack Bibb. Zack, welcome to the show, brother. How you doing?
How you doing?
Man, I'm happier than a hot hog in a cool puddle of mud. Really excited to get to talk with you. I wanted to get you on our last AfterMMAth show, but for some reason we wasn't connected on social media, but we are now. And, I want to talk about your fight, man. How was that experience for you at Raid 79?
Man, it was crazy. Like, I had so many fans there. It was insane.
You guys put on one hell of a damn fight, man. It was just, it's something else. I'm really excited that we were able to put that matchup together. Summer Seaborg was able to put that matchup together. You guys seem to have great chemistry in that ring or in that cage, and you came out victorious, man. That was super awesome. Can you walk me through how that fight went from your perspective?
I feel like it was a pretty dominant performance. I really did everything that me and James planned on doing, and I executed our game plan pretty good. So,
right on. So was this your first MMA fight, or have you fought before?
No, I'm 3-0 now.
You're 3-0? Sweet. I'm actually going to look this up because I'm going into this blind because I didn't do my damn homework, so I'm an idiot. But that's what Google is for. I can spell your name right. There we go. Yeah, there you are. 3-0. Wow. Okay. Trying to look up your record. Who all have you fought? You fought Buck Shell and Caleb Flower for MMA XFC. So this is your first Rage in the Cage event. What was it like? I mean, coming into Rage in the Cage with starting off from the MMA XFC. What's the difference?
It was definitely a bigger venue, and since it was here, I could actually have like my people come out and support me. So that was really cool.
Nice. What was let's talk about your fight against Buck Shell. He's fought for Rage in the Cage as well. You made your debut against him back in was it November of 2020? So your very first fight walking out, like what was going on through your mind like that? I mean, a lot of people get a lot of butterflies. Hell, I've seen men break and just not even make that walk. But you obviously did. You got the fortitude. You're undefeated now at 3-0. So what was it like to make that first step into the MMA world?
I actually took the fight on 5 days. So I was really excited. I was really nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure like how it was going to be, you know what I'm saying? But I got the submission pretty quick. I played it safe. Honestly, I just played it safe. But it was really fun.
Sweet. And then you came in, just a couple months later in January and fought Caleb Flower, and you ended up getting the knockout victory. So you got submission, knockout, and of course your TKO victory against Skylar Finet. What do you consider yourself, like, more of a striker or a grappler, or how, do you like to mix it up and just see where the fight goes? What's your game plan usually
Nah,
walking in?
man, I like to stand up. I like to put on a show. People get tired of people laying on each other, grappling all the time. I know it's definitely part of it, but if I have a say, I'm gonna definitely stand up. I would say I'm like a
Okay,
technical brawler type of fighter.
right on. Where do you train out of?
Norman, Oklahoma, James White Fitness.
Okay, right on. What's it like training there?
It's really cool. Everybody in the gym is cool. I get some really good work in. It's really good.
So, your coach is James White or Jay White.
hmm Yeah, James
What what's
White.
he what's he like to work with? I mean, how's his personality and what's his coaching style like?
He is a really funny, goofy dude. But he knows what he's talking about. I feel like if he tells me something, I'll listen to it, and it's gonna be what's best for me.
Right on. During your fight, I noticed, we showed a highlight on our intro video a little bit, but you pretty much put him on his butt a couple of times. What was that like, man? Getting to know that you had that power, to pretty much just straight up dominate your opponent, with the striking. Um, what was going on through your mind when that happened?
I mean, the same thing happened with Kevin Fowler, so I honestly wasn't sure if it would happen this fight, but once I caught him with that first hook, I knew it was just from that point on, it was going to be the same thing. I can touch him here, touch him there, and then throw some power behind it, and I can hurt him. It feels really
Hell
good,
yeah,
honestly.
nice. Uh, when was the first time that you realized you had that kind of knockout power?
Whenever I hit Kevin Fowler.
Okay. So, what's next for you, man? Like, are you booked to fight again anytime soon, or what's going on? What's on the schedule for Zack Bibb?
I'm supposed to be fighting for a belt in, I believe, July for Rage in the Cage.
Okay. I haven't got to talk to Summer about it because I'm focusing on Raging the Cage 80 on May 8th. We're about to go out and do some media out in Amarillo this weekend, hopefully, and get that going. But that's pretty awesome. A July title fight, man. That's going to be pretty awesome. Do you have a potential opponent, or
I'm not sure who it is, honestly.
which belt are you fighting for? The 125?
Yeah.
Okay, that maybe I want to say. I know Summer's in the comments. Summer, is that a vacant belt, or who's the champion right now? We'll let her comment on that. I know she's always watching this stuff. We'll wait for her. But hey, yeah, man, that's pretty awesome. Getting a title fight, you're 3-0. That's a pretty good start, for an MMA career. What are you doing to prepare for your title fight?
The same thing I've been doing it for every fight. I'm just working hard in every position, putting myself in bad positions and working out of them, trying to get faster, trying to get smarter. Everything I can do, really.
Nice. Well, man, I'm looking forward to all that stuff. I can't wait to watch you fight again, man. You're an exciting fighter. You got obviously a lot of crowd, a lot of the crowd backing you up. That's always makes it a really exciting fight. You got to compete in I want to say the first full capacity event since the pandemic for Rage in the Cage. What was it like, from your perspective, getting that full live, sold out crowd, and especially having them on their feet for your fight?
Man, I felt so much energy. Even before I went out there to fight, I just felt the energy of the crowd, knowing that my people were out there to support me. And once I got out there, I could just feel it. It was weird because I had no nerves. Usually I was a little bit nervous, but this time I just wasn't nervous at all. And I just felt the energy, you know? It was really cool.
Hell yeah. I mean, it was a different experience for me as well. Like I went through several events that had little to no fans, and then all of a sudden we sold out the house, and I'm in the middle of that ring, you know, being the announcer and just, you know, getting to feel that energy again. It's so addicting. I remember why,
Yeah.
like, I absolutely love this sport and love those events. There's no event like a Rage in the Cage event, man. There's a lot of that grassroots energy, I think, is how I put it for them, because it just, you know, that it's for a local. It's a pretty damn big event. It's really exciting. You know, do you have any like grappling competitions or any kind of other competitions you're going to work on? You know, in between now and the title fight.
Yeah, so I just actually got my blue belt today. I actually just got
Really?
promoted, so yeah,
Congratulations!
I appreciate it. So I'm definitely gonna be doing some grappling. I don't know the date, but there's a grappling tournament in Oklahoma City. I know there's some in Texas, but I'm trying to do as much as I can. I feel like I can't get enough
Right.
experience.
Absolutely. Anything you can jump into. That's literally what the amateur ranks are all about. You know, win, lose or draw, man. It's all an experience, and it's all going to make it worth it. You know, once you turn pro. So it's going to be pretty awesome, man. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, the rest of your career. You know, from here on out. That'll be real fun to watch, especially you being a hometown guy like this. I'm looking forward to it. So, do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to? Any friends, family, sponsors, teammates?
Yeah, man. Shout out to everyone who came to support me. You know, that's how amateur fighters are gonna make it, is from the support of the people that show up. And you know, of course, shout out to James White, everyone at the gym who's helped me prepare for these fights, who's gonna help me prepare for the next fights. You know.
Awesome. Well, brother, I really appreciate your time. I don't think Summer's going to reply to this because she may be busy with something. I'll find out later, and I'll definitely have you on my other show, The Talk Before the Walk, to build up to your fight, and we can get you an interview for that, and you'll find out. You know, we'll basically have a face-off with you, a virtual face-off with you and your opponent at that point. So, you know, good luck in your training, sir.
Okay.
Please stay safe. I look forward to seeing what's going on from you next, man. Take care.
I appreciate you.
All right, guys, you just heard it from Zack Bibb. He's getting a hopefully a 125-pound amateur title fight coming up in July. That's going to be pretty fun. Looking forward to that. Man, it's really awesome. I mean, we got these young and up and coming fighters. You know, he just got promoted to blue belt. He's really advancing his martial arts career early on, and I look forward to seeing a lot of cool things from him. Up next, we're going back to CFFC 94 from the main event, winning the CFC Welterweight Professional Championship is Evan the Butcher Cuts. We're going to hear about his experience on CFFC 94, especially following up the Khetag finger incident. That was kind of crazy. Oh, hey, Zach, here's your coach. James White. He said, "Let's go, Zack Bibb," and I don't blame him. Shout out to James White down in Norman. Go check him out, guys. If you need some MMA training, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training, go check out James White Fitness and hit those guys up. So down in Norman. All right. Up next, we've got Evan the Butcher Cuts, the newly crowned CFFC Professional Welterweight Champion. Evan, welcome to our show, brother. How you doing?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Man, it's really exciting. The last time I saw you, you were actually competing, I believe, down in Lawton, Oklahoma, for Rage in the Cage. How have you been doing since then? Obviously, you know, you came in and won a title in Philadelphia, and you know, you're on top of the world right now. So how have you been, man?
Man, I've been incredibly blessed this past year, and I know the past year has obviously been hard for a lot of people. So I'm not trying to be braggadocious in any way, but we have been disproportionately blessed at our home gym, Fitness Fight Factory. I own and operate that along with Johnny Bedford, Rafael Casillas, and Rick Gonzalez. But we have a good team of guys there, and we have a bunch of not only training partners but employees that help move things along. So, I mean, this year we've had some serious expansion in a year that a lot of people have had to close down. So again, I'm never trying to be braggadocious, man, but like we said earlier, dude, I really think that there's a God out there, man, and I do think he's watching over us.
Absolutely. And I think the world needs, some really good gyms that, especially can survive the pandemics and stuff like that. You guys survive for a reason, you thrive for a reason. You're obviously putting out, producing championships. You're putting out a lot of good fighters out of Fitness Fight Factory. It's pretty awesome, man. I'm really excited. So, talk about your title fight, man. How'd that go?
Hey, it was definitely a fight. I mean, Basil's definitely a tough dude, man. But like, I don't think I'm the fastest welterweight. I don't think I'm the strongest welterweight. But dude, I think I'm one of the toughest. And I think I'm one of the ones that wants it the most. And that was really the deciding factor in the fight. I mean, rounds 2 through 5, every round, even though if I didn't have a great start, I ended up in a dominant position. So I felt like it was a pretty dominant fight. I mean, there were plenty of times that I think we both had the opportunity to finish each other. And I'm sure if we fought 10 times, the ratio of wins would probably be 5 and 5. But man, it was a real blessing to be able to compete and have the opportunity, man. And I'm happy to get the result.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's pretty awesome, like getting to see, somebody of your caliber, like I get to watch a little bit of the progression of your career a little bit. I mean, I was introduced to you probably, well after you turned pro, but getting to see you, grow and become successful like this is just phenomenal. The first time I ever met you, though, man, I have to say, like, you were probably one of the most professional, behaving fighters that I've got to deal with, in the recent years. I mean, you show up to things, dressed in a suit. I mean, you're ready to, to be as professional as possible and do the media and stuff. And it's pretty awesome to really get to see somebody like that really become successful and get the championships because you behave like a champion in the beginning, and now you get to show that you are a real champion, legitimately on paper too.
I mean, I really think anything you can do, if you're really passionate about something, if there's something you can do to separate yourself from the other people that are around you, and sometimes it's the small things. Like you said, I do like wearing suits to weigh-ins. Man, I think that's an important part of being able to present myself. I don't skip sprint days. I don't skip workouts. Even like, I mean, I own and operate a gym, so sometimes, I'm there in practice and there's a new guy there, and I mean, I have to, for the good of the gym and the good of this new guy, I'll partner up with the new guy, but there's nothing that stops me from working on my stance during those times. There's nothing that stops me from working on my feints and my timing during those times. So I feel like even if I'm presented a bad situation, man, I'm going to go above and beyond to try to make it the best I can.
Absolutely. I mean, you're constantly promoting yourself. You're constantly doing all that stuff, man. That's literally what I try to teach fighters that I manage and coach as well, to behave, basically just how you behave. It's pretty cool. You've also got, an Instagram as well. It's at the Butcher Cuts, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, give me a follow. I like interacting on there. Hey, if you guys like positive motivation stuff, man, I try to be cheesy and post things like that, but I really do believe that it takes a community of people pushing in a positive direction to change the world.
Outstanding. I'm going to keep this up here, at the Butcher Cuts on Instagram. I misspelled Instagram when I typed this in here, so forgive me. I'm not really that stupid. I was just trying to type quickly.
I'm probably one of the most dyslexic guys you'll meet. Thank God for spell check and technology. that lets me seem a little more intelligent than I am.
My fingers type and hit enter before I have time to read what I wrote. I call it Instagrams. But so I'll put that up there, so anybody who wants to like and follow you on Instagram, do so. Man, I'm just really excited to have you on here, brother. It's just it's cool. So I want to talk a little bit about the scoring. I mean, you touted that it was a really dominant fight, and obviously, from your perspective, you got the win for a reason. but the judges scored it as a split decision. I'm going to read these scores to you, and I want to kind of get your thoughts behind it. The first judge scored at 49-46. The second judge scored at, both the other judges scored at 48-47. And I mean, it was, really close to being a tie on everybody's record there. What do you feel like you did in that fight to really get that extra nudge?
Hey, if you watch the fight, at the end of the fight, you see me, I'm up and dancing, and my opponent's sitting down dead on the ground and has trouble standing even for the decision. So I think that should be a pretty clear line outside of finishing rounds in dominant positions. And really, I mean, of course, I was putting some submission attempts, but at no point did he ground and pound me or hurt me on the ground. I have a small black eye, but I mean, again, if you look at the result at the end of the fight, I feel like I look pretty fresh still, and that guy just looks dead. But I mean, I would really, and without trying to throw anyone under the bus, man, some of these MMA judges aren't grapplers. Some of these MMA judges haven't competed, and it's nothing against them. There wasn't the same outlet when they were around as it is now. But man, I would love to see some sort of way to review or at least make a comment on some of these split decisions, because you're really messing with our careers. I mean, to be honest, at the end of the day, I mean, I've been fighting for 10 years. I'm pretty close to, if I don't make the jump, then I'm just going to be a journeyman fighter for the rest of my career. And I mean, that's not my end goal. My end goal is to be able to compete at a world level and to be able to take that back to my people that I teach and be able to say, hey, look, the martial arts that we teach is a real martial art that's able to be, applied in a cage against another trained athlete. I mean, I started martial arts specifically for the self-defense portion. I did a little bit of American karate underneath another guy, and I think he did the best to teach what he at the time thought was an effective way of teaching martial arts. But the thing about combat sports is you actually get to apply what you're learning, and whether that's boxing or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or wrestling or judo, the application is key to get results, right? Absolutely. So I mean, I kind of had a start in martial arts where I mean, actually, not to side trail, but I mean, I picked a fight to see if my karate worked at like I think I was 16 years old, and then my karate didn't work the way I thought it should work, and actually me and that kid ended up getting in trouble, and I ended up sweeping a barn that used horses for emotional and physical therapy for special need kids. I think I did 52 hours of that community service because, like, we got a disturbing the public charge or whatever. But point being, I mean, not only was it a good slap on the wrist at the time of being 16 years old, but also I realized really quick that, again, if you're doing a martial art, there needs to be some sort of application at the end of the day. And to extrapolate that to what I do now, fighting is not only my way of testing my martial art and making sure what I teach is effective against another trained person, another athlete, but it's also, man, my way of having some sort of impact on the young people around me and being able to point them in a correct direction to, like, hey, look, if you guys want an outlet to be competitive, this is the way to do it in a way that no one's going to get hurt and you're not going to get in trouble later. So, I mean, I really, to me, mixed martial arts is a way that I can have a platform to be able to influence my community for the positive, man, and it's a way to, again, teach a real applicable self-defense. And I'm sure you being in the community, you've seen plenty of those bad self-defense videos online.
I literally got kicked out of a gym very recently because my daughter, she's my daughter, but I'm her stepdad, and her father and her stepmother put her in this like black belt academy school. You already know, all right? Like just in the name, you already know. And they teach like the most BS crap ever. They're certified under like some Taekwondo instructor or something like that on the wall. But I caught them whenever I went to watch this. It was kind of weird. My daughter was doing this stuff, and my wife started going to the classes to watch. And my wife already knows that I'm a lifelong martial artist doing this stuff and everything else. And she's just like, honey, you need to come look at this. There's something not right. And I'm like, okay, well, I think it's just like you may not understand martial arts. It may be doing fine. Finally, I took time to go sit in on a class, and I'm watching them teach grappling, and they're literally teaching like a wall walking technique on the ground, and they're calling it a shrimp, and like any kind of like transitions and switch of positions. It's like they're doing it voluntarily and pretending like it works. And I mean, everything was just like super weird. The instructor woman like would just like throw the little kids around constantly with techniques that are advanced that they're not allowed to know. It was incredibly, I want to say, reckless. And like I feel like it endangered the kids that were in the class. And like my first red flag is she used like a little microphone that you would see in like a cardio kickboxing aerobics class while grappling. They had like jewelry up and down their arms, bracelets and all types of stuff while grappling, a big sports watch timer thing on their arm while grappling. And I'm over here like there's so many opportunities for these kids to get cut. She's doing like ridiculous things with the headset and stuff like that. It's constantly falling off. They've got 12-year-old black belts. I don't understand that. Obviously, it was a purchased black belt. And the biggest red flag for me was nobody in the whole gym, their black belts and everybody, knew how to tie their own belt. I mean, it's a simple left over right, under right over left pull. It's not hard. It's a square knot. Nobody it's day one stuff. And we got kicked out because I called them out on it after their class. I never interrupt a class because that's just a bad news for everybody. I at least try to show that respect. But I mean, it was everything I could do to just sit there and be quiet to finish the class. And afterward, we kind of got into an argument with the stepmom and her father about things happening there. And apparently she got upset that I was correcting my daughter on how to tie her belt. She took offense to that. And she's like, well, they're the ones who taught us how to tie it. Or do you think they don't know how to tie a belt? I'm like, yeah, nobody in this gym knows how to tie a belt. And that just started it. I mean, I couldn't shut my mouth.
Hey, man, complacency is how everything goes to hell.
Mm-hmm.
I think obviously you did the right thing and being respectful and waiting until the end of class. But the thing is, if you would have just been reflexively empathetic in that, in that situation and just been like, you know what, it'll be okay. Dude, that's how people get hurt. That's how kids are put at risk. That's how, again, these kids are going to learn that maybe a self-defense is potentially not only ineffective, but also I don't think they're getting the good lessons out of having real nutrition through real martial arts. Again, whether that be wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing. I mean, if you can find a real Olympic Taekwondo academy that's doing the real thing, I think there's some of those out there. I think obviously there's some great real karate schools out there, but to watch some people capitalize on those names and commercialize some of those things to the point that they're ineffective is heartbreaking. But again, the cool thing with combat sports is we always get to test it, man. Our records are always there, and the mats don't lie. So
absolutely,
I really think it's an important thing. Like you're saying, you find a place where there's someone competing or was a competitor just like you, and they're able to discern, again, what's real and not real. I mean, when we do kids self-defense, I even teach the kids that, like, hey, look, these Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques that you're learning, they're not going to work against a 35-year-old man that weighs 200 pounds. Your best weapon is to be able to try to run away and use your voice and be able to yell, that's not my mom, that's not my dad, please, someone help, don't take me.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
exactly.
As silly as it sounds, we do self-defense Saturdays a lot at we have 2 locations with our gym, but I run the Hazlet location. So Saturdays I like doing self-defense, but that's been the last 2 Saturdays is self-defense against adults, which has been, again, them trying to not, like, it's line drills of me driving these kids like trying to at least grab around my leg to make themselves heavy, and then yelling, you're not my mom, you're not my dad. So I'm sure I'm sure, like even though it sounds silly and it looks silly, we talk to these parents that I'm never going to lie. Yeah, I'm never going to lie to you about physics. We don't give kids adult ranks because, again, this yellow belt that's 12 years old, she may have a sick armbar against kids around her size and weight, but until she's an adult woman and 160 pounds or 130 pounds, someone can just pick her up, and in real self-defense, there's concrete. So I think it's especially important to never lie about martial arts and again, to watch people be dishonest about what they know, because they know. They're doing this. Like there's got to be some voice inside of them that knows, like, hey, I really don't know what I'm teaching. But who knows, man? People can be crazy too.
I remember back when I was teaching kids martial arts as well. When we did our grappling portions, we would just do the basic stuffs like break falls, rolls, and stuff like that. And I had several students and parents even ask, like, well, what would that do in the concrete situation? So I would literally personally go demonstrate it out in the parking lot on the concrete. Like, it works. Like, it hurts. I'm never gonna lie, it hurts, but I'm alive. I didn't break anything.
I didn't hit the back of my head and just get my skull cracked.
Well, you may come out with some scrapes, and that's the real life demonstration of it. But you're going to live, and to be able to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, to tie it back to the fight, right? So Bassel took my back twice and set in chokes. The second time it didn't work for me as well, but the first time, man, I did the whole front roll his head into the canvas. But that's actually a basic thing that we teach not only the kids, but the women and the men in our martial arts is you never jump the back. You always pull to a back position to where you're laying on the ground. Because if someone bigger than you stands up and goes backwards or goes forwards, it can be trouble, especially on
you can be crushed.
Yeah, that's what I wish during the fight. I was like, man, I wish that was a hard surface. I'm just teasing. I never want to,
Well, depending on the cage, there may be spots. You never know.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But, man, I'm going to have to hop off of here. We only got a few more minutes for me to end the show. But as always, it's such a pleasure to talk with you. You're welcome back on my show anytime. Anytime you got another fight coming up, let me know. We'll get you on here and promote your stuff for you. It's always an honor to have you. Congratulations on your title victory. I look forward to seeing more from you, from your gym. I may try to come down and visit with you if you don't mind. Check it out. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for being a guest on my show. Do you have any friends, family, sponsors, teammates you want to give a shout out to real quick?
Yeah, a couple people, man. First, Jesus Christ, right, for real, dude. He will absolutely change your life, man, and push you forward in a positive direction. Big West Reconstruction, man, they're awesome. Link HQ's another one of my sponsors. They do logistics. Margaritas in Justin, Texas is the best Mexican restaurant, like, in Texas. And then Texas Odd Jobs, man, they got an Amazon store, and they sell everything from, like, disinfectant to weights. Like, the guy's a wholesaler, so whatever he gets his hands on, man, is cheap. But, hey, thank you for having me on again.
Real quick question. I'm putting this on my list. Where's Margaritas located?
Justin, Texas. Texas.
So in my town. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I literally thought about moving there just for that reason. So I'm going to go check out Margaritas and Justin. Honey, we're putting it on the list.
Yeah.
Margaritas,
come down, come down, get a workout in, man, and we'll go drive out there and get some dinner.
And we'll let them know that Evan Cuts sent us, and that's the only reason we were going. All right, brother. Well, thank you again for being on my show, man. It's always a pleasure. Congratulations, and I can't wait to see what's next from you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Take care. All right, guys, you heard it right there from Evan the Butcher Cuts. You can check him out on Instagram at the Butcher Cuts, 2 T's on Instagram. So check him out there. Give him a follow. Give him a like. Check out everything that's going to be happening with him. I think his career is about to skyrocket, to that next level as well. Looking forward to seeing what's coming from him. He's, consummate professional. Congratulations to Zack Bibb on his victory from Rage in the Cage 79. Even though he couldn't be on our show tonight because of some other issues, congratulations to Doc Black on his victory at BCW Pro Wrestling against the Spartan Luke Savage. And also, well wishes, and I can't wait to see what's coming next for, Khetag Pliev, spelled Khetag for those of you looking him up. Pliev is his last name. 2012 Olympic wrestler, MMA fighter. I think he's going to be going to the next level pretty soon as well. He is one tough cookie. As Joey Patterson says, his coach, probably one of the toughest men on the planet. So if you're over here hiding that your finger is just flopping around, you that's another cut of human being right there. I always sit there and tell everybody, wrestlers are built differently. Their mentality, and a wrestler of that caliber, obviously, there's nothing that stops a person like that. So I'm expecting we're going to hear about Khetag Pliev a lot more in the media, in the news, outside of this freak incident. I think we're going to see a lot of victories and a lot of things coming from him. So shout out to Khetag. Thank you to all my guests. Thank you to my sponsors, the Firm Sports Management Group. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw them up here and give them a little bit of shine. The Firm Sports Management Group, give them a little bit of a plug too. For all your fighter management needs and next level fighter representation, representing fighters across the globe, choose the Firm Sports Management Group to take your fight career to new heights. That's the Firm Sports Management Group. You can check them out on Facebook as well at the Firm Sports Management. And this production was brought to you by FAST Productions LLC. You can check them out at FAST Productions Media on Facebook. Or you can just contact me because I'm one of the owners of FAST Productions. We do all kinds of stuff: videography, photography, audio stuff. We can do DJ services. We do full service weddings, so top to bottom. I'm an ordained minister. I'll marry you guys. If you have anything going on, I could even do it like a fight. Like in this corner, we've got the groom, and that corner, we got the bride. It'll be cool. It'll be fun. We'll make it work. Whatever you guys want, we'll make it happen. We do lights, audio. We could stream your wedding, all that stuff. So check out the FAST Productions as well. I'm really proud of what we've been doing lately. We got a lot more stuff coming up. Real quick, let me search this. I'm going to tell you about our show for tomorrow. I'm going to try to get Monty Cox, the former CEO of M1, on our show. He's got a show happening in combat kickboxing in Davenport, Iowa, on April. Where is it? Looking at the fight poster right now, April 10th. So it'll be this coming weekend, this Saturday. We're going to have Quentin Stage on, and I believe Adam Frederick. Yeah, Adam Frederick and Quentin Stage are going to be on there. They're going to have 42 fighters on this card, 30 fights. It's brought to you by Budweiser. Doors open at 5 p.m. and the first fight will start at 6 p.m. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Davenport, Iowa. Tickets start at $30 and are available at nitrotickets.com online. So we're going to have those two fighters on there. It's a tournament-style fight. So these guys aren't fighting each other, but we're going to hear, their stories and how they come about. So we're going to hear some, fights from Iowa. Again, that event is called Combat Kickboxing, combat spelled with a K. And it's by Extreme Maximus Boxing. So check those guys out. Check out Monty Cox online as well. Just happy to have those guys coming up. We'll be featuring them tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time on The Talk Before the Walk. This Thursday, we're going to have the cast and crew of Time Girl, the Time Girl series. It's going to be a new film series by Mikey Tiffany, the director and creator of Time Girl. He was on our show this past Thursday when he's working on the Crossfire film. He's also working on this project here, so I'm really excited to get those guys on here and find out what all's going down with the Time Girl series. I'm not doing a show this Friday. I'm actually going to be in Tulsa at the River Spirit Casino. One of the Firm Sports Management fighters, Rome the Hulk Lindsay, is contending for a title, the XFN 155-pound lightweight kickboxing championship against Alfred Freight Train Walker. That is a highly anticipated bout. You guys should check out our Talk Before the Walk episode from Monday. So it was April 5th is when we did that yesterday. Really excited to see what's going to happen during that fight. We're looking forward to that competition. So come check those guys out this Friday. We'll get some stuff scheduled for next week as well, and I'll let you guys know on our Talk Before the Walk page. Please give us a follow. Like these videos, share these videos, and give us a shout out whenever you can. If there's anybody you want to see on our show, just let us know in our comments or whatever. Anytime you guys want to say anything to us, just, please feel free to comment. We love your fan interaction. We love anything you guys have to say or ask to these fighters as well, because it's not just me asking questions. I want you to be involved as much as possible. That's what we're all about here. Without y'all, none of this is possible. So thank you so much for tuning in and sharing our stuff and doing all that. I've been your host, Cool Breeze, Justin Christie. I'm actually I designed this new intro video. What did you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna play it again here to kind of end us out. So thank you guys for tuning in, and this has been Aftermath. Absolutely love doing these shows. I'm hoping to do a whole lot more for promotions all over the country and hopefully all over the world eventually. So without y'all, you're going to be along the ride for me, or along on the ride with me. So thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Stay cool.